Hey, everybody. One of the most important things that you really need to understand and nail down is your client's journey. A lot of times we just start our business because it's something that we enjoy or we've gone through some sort of transformation that now we want to help others go through. And we never sit down and really think about the journey that our clients go on. Well, when you miss out on that, your marketing could feel totally out of alignment, and it could be the reason why you aren't getting any clients. That's what we're talking about today, so stick around.
You're listening to Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast.
Welcome to Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast. And now your host, Meliss Jakubovic.
So let's talk about what the customer journey is, or the client journey, depending on if you have customers or clients, but it's the same thing. Basically, it's a pathway that you can map out that your prospect follows to become a client. And all of the experiences and thoughts and ideas that they have about each stage of this process as they move along their journey. So you first need to understand who it is that you help. And if you're very general here, if your target market is not specific, nothing else you do matters. You won't be able to map out your client's journey. You won't be able to provide for them things that they need, like products and services and programs. And you also won't be able to connect with them with your content. So you really want to be extremely clear on who it is that you serve. And it needs to be so specific that it's one type of person. I know some of you are scared when I say that to narrow it down, but really that's the way to build your business. Think of one specific subsegment of the target market that you can help. Now, your ideal client is going to be that same ideal client from the start of the journey to the end of the journey. The only difference is that while they're going through these different stages, they're going to be in their own area of development. So at the beginning stage of your customer journey, you might have a specific target market who's a beginner. And as they go through your services, they grow with you more and more, they go through those transformations and they begin to get results, there's still that same person, but a transformed version. They have developed a little bit more so that by the time they're at the end of the customer journey, they actually do appear to be a completely different version of themselves. So what I want you to think about is what that journey is. When someone is starting out versus when they are advanced or they've made all the transformation, they've done all the work. And this could be a comparison between who you are at the end of the client journey and who your target market is at the beginning of the client journey. Now, as a coach or a healer, you may not be at the end. You may be somewhere in the middle, guiding people who are beginners. And as you develop and grow, your target market is also going to develop and grow. And you might even have the argument of the journey never ends. And that might be true too. But that doesn't mean that you have to, and this hopefully will make you feel a little bit more relaxed, that you don't have to be the one that takes them from point A to point Z. You could take them from point A to point B, and then they go to someone else for point B to C. Or you could take them from point A to point G, and they go to someone else for the rest of that journey. So don't feel like you have to create everything in the world for this one client to have success. It's not necessary. But I do want you to think about what those touch points are along the way. What are the touch points of doing business with you? Maybe it's different programs or different opportunities. For example, maybe you want someone to read your book before they even start working with you. Or maybe you have a course for some people or a membership for some people, and you have an intense mastermind for other people who are more developed. They have gone a little bit further in their journey. Maybe you have one-on-one coaching for your high-end clients who have really taken their life and changed it, and they are at this higher level, ready for an even more massive change. Maybe you want to do retreats with the people who are ready to immerse themselves in what it is you teach. The people that come to each one of these services are a little bit different. They're at different touch points along this journey. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that not every client is going to go from A to B to C to D along your client journey. In fact, there might be some people who come to you ready to start at the C level, and they just need help with C and D. And there may be people that come to you who just need help at the D level or just at the A level. And then after they've accomplished something and had a result, then they move to B, then they move to C, and then they move to D.
Hey, coaches and healers, it's time to feel supported in your business. Head on over to our free community to get access to my best resources for free. I'm talking marketing tips, business strategy, mindset, support, feedback, and so much more. Join now at spiritualwomenentrepreneurs.com. See you there.
So just keep that in mind that not everyone has to start at the beginning. People are going to come to you from different avenues, different walks of life, and further along on their journey. But what you really need to focus on is that they're going to come to you when they are ready for that transformation. So your target market should not be someone who's not ready for the transformation, and you then have to convince them that a transformation is a good idea. So for example, if you're a health coach, your target market isn't going to be someone who's overweight and doesn't care. Your target market's going to be someone who's overweight and does very much care. They don't want to have that be their defining self anymore. They are ready for the change and they are coming to you. So this brings me to talk about the different stages of the client journey. Because like I said, you're not going to be able to help someone who doesn't want the help. It wastes your energy and you really can't drag someone to the solution. So there's different stages. The first stage is the awareness stage. This is where your prospective client begins to realize, you know what, I think I want something different here. I think I have a problem. I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable. I really want to make a change. They start to admit that to themselves. What this looks like in action is they start asking themselves, what am I feeling? What am I thinking? And they say, you know, I think I have a problem. I think I've just, the light bulb went off. So maybe they go on to Google and they're, searching for some things. They're trying to see, oh, do other people have this? Is this a real thing? Is this something I should be worried about? They start reading content that Google brings them. Then they might be thinking, okay, what is the next step here? How do I fix this? I am in the awareness stage. I'm aware that there is a problem. So they start to think, how could I resolve this? Maybe who could help me with this? And so this is good information for you because what you could do in the awareness phase is start providing value for this level that they're on. So if they're searching on Google to see, do I have a problem? Am I the only one with this problem? Or can someone help me with this? If you have a blog that answers those questions and it comes up in the Google search, well, they've found you during the awareness stage. The second stage is called the consideration stage. This is where they know for sure they have the problem. They've already become aware of it, but now they know that they have it. They can even define it. And they are actively looking for a solution. They want to see what options are out there to solve their problem. So they might be again on Google, but this time they have a sense of hope. I'm not the only one with this problem. There are people out there that can help me. I believe I can make my life better. I believe I can improve in whatever it is you help them with. Maybe it's the relationship. I believe I can improve my relationship. Or maybe it's their limiting beliefs around money. I believe that I can remove my limiting beliefs if only I had the help. They're considering all the different options in the consideration stage. So they might look to several different coaches or several different classes or masterminds or programs that they can go through for this solution. And then they're also thinking, is it worth it to pay for this? Is this problem big enough that I'm willing to put money towards this? Is it worth it? And this is where you come in and you say, you know what, if I show up in the consideration stage, I need to be there to be able to invite them into my world, to show them that my solution is the best solution, to explain to them why I am different from everyone else. Maybe you're building trust with them during this consideration stage. You are showing them that you are here, you are the support system. You're really teaching them and making them feel comfy and at home. The next stage is the decision stage. This is when your client, your prospective client, has said, you know what? I'm ready. I'm going to make that change. And they have a solution mindset where they decide that's what I want. I'm ready to buy. And I'm going to look to see which thing I'm going to buy. But I've made the decision that I am worth it. And I made the decision that I don't want this problem anymore. I don't want to feel stuck. And now I need to go look and see who is the person for me. So in this stage, if you want to show up during the decision stage, you want people to understand that you have exactly what it is they need. So you want to be very clear about what your offer is. You want to reassure them that they're in the right place. You want to validate all the concerns that they have. And this is the point where you might have already built that relationship and that trust. So maybe you're on a phone call with them. Maybe you've had a discovery session with them, and they're asking questions about your program and your offer. They want to know what's included. They want to know if it will work for them. They want to know if they can afford it. And so you want to make sure that you have the answers for them. So that way they feel like they're in the right place, they're making the right decision, and they're totally supported. So some questions that you'll want to ask when you figure out your client journey is, who am I attracting as my ideal client? The more specific you are, the better you will be. Because if you are not specific, you won't be able to pinpoint where they are along every part of this journey. Figure out what outcomes they want. What results are they looking for? What does that transformation look like? Ask yourself, what does that transformation look like? Because you want to be able to articulate that in a way that makes sense to them. Other questions are, how can I move them from step A to step B to step C? So they have to have something at the beginning that gets them a win and a result so that they've developed enough before you can bring them into that next offering that you may have. What questions do they have about your program, your offer, the way that it works? How many days a week do they have access to you? How long is your program? How much is it? What are the objections that they're going to bring up? Be ready for all of those questions as well. Find out what they're doing and what they're not doing, and why they are or are not doing those things. What have they tried in the past that hasn't worked? What would it look like if they had the support come in? And also get into their minds at each stage of this journey so that you understand what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and how you can then move them from one step to the next because you understand what they are going through. Once you've done that, you've mapped out your client journey. And then when you get super specific on who your target market is and what that journey is for their transformation, you are going to have endless ideas of what you can provide for them as far as content goes and support and programs. If you're not clear on what you can provide for your client, chances are you don't have a clear target market that's been defined and you have not yet mapped out your client journey. So get to work. I hope this helps, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to the Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast at www.marketingtipswithmeliss.com.
Oh, wait. Before you go, I've got a special invitation for you, so listen up. Join thousands of spiritual women, entrepreneurs, coaches, healers, and business owners in a cozy community to learn effective and aligned strategies to grow and scale your business through organic marketing and so much more. I'm inviting you to join my free community called the Spiritual Women Entrepreneurs to lift one another up in business, spirituality, finances, and emotional support. Visit spiritualwomenentrepreneurs.com. See you on the inside.